Remember this title sequence from Roller Coaster Tycoon? Well, Open RCT 2 comes with a brand new title sequence featuring parks built by people like you and me. Specifically, the scenes on screen now came from a park that I helped build, and in this series, I'm recreating it in Planet Coaster 2. Join me and see the things I changed, the things that stayed the same, and how everything comes together. This is Bear Hollow Park. Good evening. Welcome back to Bear Hollow Park. As you can see, the lights have been turned off. This is Bear Hollow Park After Dark, episode 7. Welcome in. So I had the idea for today that I would be going through the park, and you know, we need some lights throughout the park. We're missing some lighting going on here. So today's episode, I am just gonna kind of go around and add lights to stuff. You can see some of the stuff has lights already. Like some of the flat rides, like this Enterprise thing, they just come with lights, so that makes it easier. I added some lights here too, and you get the idea that throughout the park, kind of as we went, there are either rides with lights already on them. Oh yeah, Thunder. I forgot about those lighting packages on the trains. So cool. Anyway, easily distracted. So things either already have lights on them just by default, or I have added in some lights of my own, like the Bear Hollow Park sign. This is custom lit. There's some spotlights hiding underground, but I want to use this episode today to put lights all around the park. So just some ideas, maybe adding some lights up the lift hill here on Bigfoot. In the Iron Menace episode, I added some lights of my own, which I didn't even show off in that episode. Little station lighting here, very iron vibes. But I think this coaster would also look really good with some lights going up the catwalks and some spotlights shining on the supports. Maybe some red lights on top. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where we go. So I think you get the idea. You can see here we got a whole lot of stuff that's just darkness. Darknesses! So we're gonna add some lights to this thing. And then in terms of future parks, I need to do something with this area. Definitely want some ride signs. Maybe some shops and stalls here in this big plaza. Kind of an awkward shape, but I'll make it work. And then I think all that's left to do is maybe have an episode of attempting to do a River Rapids ride over here. So you will either see after this episode, it's either going to be a River Rapids episode and then a finale, a walkthrough of the whole completed park, or you'll see a finale because the River Rapids didn't work. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And just to catch you up, after the last episode, which was the live stream, I went ahead and continued to work on this section of the park where we just have a bunch of flat rides and some cool nature areas. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? And some cool nature areas. Tried to finish up this little restaurant area. Viva la vegan. And then I built this bathroom myself, and I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of this. This might be my best like custom building to date. Looks really good. I also built and decorated the dueling drop tower here, which you can see. And then I built this lighthouse, which you also see in our RCT park. This is a blueprint, if I can find it. Yeah, it's this one. Sweet Kaneko. Thank you, Sweet Kaneko. Your lighthouse is perfect in Bear Hollow Park. I also stole some of the rocks from this blueprint to kind of blend in with the rocks I had before. It still needs some work, and extended this path out this way, which I'll probably add some railings to, but I'll do that later off camera. That's boring stuff. So without further ado, let's turn the lights off and get to work. Alright, I think the first thing I'm going to do is light up the hotel sign. So I'm just going to steal some of the spotlights from here. We'll put that there, bury it, angle her up. just so bright. There we go. I forgot to mention I borrowed all these lights from a blueprint. There they are from Carrot Timer. Donk the Magic Llama. Thank you very much. So I'll definitely be using those as we go. So I think this one here will look good over in our little hotel area. Add a bunch of these here. I need to rotate those. Whoops. Very nice. Now, the one thing that's been really bothering me is I have no idea how to light up some of these windows. This piece itself is such a cool piece, but I don't know how to get the windows lit up. I've tried adding all the different kinds of lighting. Nothing seems to work. I do have one more idea up my sleeve. So the idea is to put some screens here. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. It's better than nothing, I guess. I'm just gonna leave that. I want it to be like a nice warm yellow, but whatever. All right, continuing on, this main entry plaza desperately needs some lights. I think this one would look really nice, especially because it's kind of greenish. That would look good in the daytime too. So we're just gonna plop down a bunch of these kind of all over the place randomly. Probably need something different for this fence line. That's looking pretty good. Getting into the main entry, we have some lamps. I think some lamps in the middle of these planters will look good too. Maybe this guy. I don't know, does that look stupid? I'll just keep it for now. Let's light up the side of our monorail station a little bit. And none of these really seem to work for that, so I'm gonna do a custom one. You know, something like this would probably work well. Ooh, maybe some of these hanging off, or this one. Let's get one of these going. Oh, it's so dark. Can't see anything. I had to turn the lights back on for this because I can't see. Just eyeballing this. We'll hang some of these guys. Those look pretty good. Let's light up this path a little bit. And I definitely want some spotlights on our ride sign here. Make this light a little more interesting, maybe like a pinkish. And I'll put one over here. What is going on? Attached to Enterprise. Maybe a little less bright. Take this down a bit. I like it. All right, let's mess with Bigfoot a little bit. I actually think lighting up the supports is going to be really nice too, so I'm going to do that. Oh, maybe I could put a couple on the roof here. Very cool. Let's get some lights going up the catwalks. Not really loving any of these. Let me see if there's a good blueprint. Lift light, maybe? No, that doesn't really help. Just try lights. Lamp, maybe? Lamp?
Give me the lamp!
Yeah, I'm not finding a whole lot on the workshop that I'm looking for. So I just pulled up Raging Bull point of view, and they just have these little tiny lights. Not even above the railings. And here's the Great American Scream Machine, which is an arrow. I believe it's an arrow. And they have those same kind of lights a little bit above. So I'll try to, I think I'll just make my own. Does not need to be super bright. Just make sure the peeps can't get to it. Yeah, it looks far enough away. That'll work. There's Bigfoot, looking much better. Definitely need to light up this bridge a little bit. I think this guy might work pretty well. Ooh, very nice.
Very nice. That was Borat.
All right, I already got a bunch of lights in this area, so that's nice.
Very nice.
Probably need to light up this food area a little bit. That's pretty good. That looks good. Now over to Iron Menace. It might be cool to put some lighting effects through this tunnel. But I want to start with these supports. Okay, that's pretty cool, but I wish it was more intense. Maybe I'll just make this a little brighter. Or maybe I just gotta double it up a bunch. It looks like crap, but nobody's gonna see this anyway. Not exactly what I had in mind, but I think that works just fine. Let's get some lights on this lift hill. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's come over to the top of our star flyer, because this definitely needs red light. There we go. The trick here is it's a little confusing, honestly. You need to make it play every 3 seconds with a duration of 1.5. I thought it made it seem like these need to be equal. So like every 3 seconds, it would turn on for 3 seconds. But nah, it's a little confusing there.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
So that's like a aviation safety feature. I think tall structures need to have a red blinking light on them. Let's come back to our monorail station and add some lights in here. Oh, I didn't even see these. Some of these might be nice. Probably look good over here too. Looking much nicer. Let's get some of those wall sconce things. And that is quite nice. Okay, so now let's head over to Thunder. This station definitely needs some lights. Probably get away with these right here. So that helps, but it's still pretty dark in here. So I need some more ceiling lights. It was so dark in this station, I had to turn the lights on again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe just a couple lights in here, and we'll call it a day. Maybe I'll just light up this little scenery area as well. Cool. All right, and that should just about do it. I still need lights here and there, but a lot of these areas still need lots of decoration anyway. So I'm gonna wait on the rest of the lighting. I still need to make a really cool bridge right here. But other than that, Bear Hollow Park now has some lighting. I still feel like kind of a noob in this game, but I do have to say, lights for your park at night is such an easy way to enhance the experience for everybody. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Bear Hollow Park After Dark. I'm just about done with this park, and I am ready to move on to bigger and better things. Well, I shouldn't say bigger and better things. This park is huge, and it's really cool. But I am ready to move on to different projects. So, thanks again for watching. If you've been following this series, I can't thank you enough. And until next time, have a good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are all of you doing today? So stupid. All right, let's head over to Thunder. Wee. Stupid. Oh yeah, that's real nice. Very nice. I can't keep doing that. That'll go in the bloopers.